Hello guys, how are we all doing? Corinian Warrior here with you, and welcome back to Washoe Nevada, episode number 3. We're now into the second day. Yesterday, after finishing off the field 1 fertilization for Albert because of his heat stroke when I sent him home, dropped everything off, come back to the yard, unloaded the fertilizer into the fertilizer silo. I then took the harvester with the corn header over to the shop because I wasn't happy with something yesterday. When I noticed I was doing the harvesting with it, it was making a little bit of a noise. So I took it over to the shop last night and dropped it off, just waiting for the outcome. And in that time, I went to bed early. I've slept like a log. I was really tired yesterday. Woke up late. I woke up about 9 o'clock, so I've had a cup of coffee. I've had a phone call, and the phone call that I had was from Carlo over at the garage. Well, when I was over there at the shop yesterday, I was talking to a guy, and I was telling him about the harvester that we had, the New Holland stuff. And this guy phoned me today. And it turns out the guy that I was speaking to yesterday, whilst over at the shop, was actually Carlo. And apparently, Carlo is one of the franchise dealers for Case and New Holland. Now, he had a Case New Holland rep turn up with some new equipment this morning at 8 o'clock apparently, and the rep said, "This is a brand new harvester. Would you know anyone that could use it?" And he saw my old New Holland in the workshop being repaired. So the rep said to him, who owns that? So Carlo explained that I just bought the new farm. And he said, well, we can't really get any parts for those anymore because they're so outdated. Would he like this harvester with header and the new corn header as well instead? So Carlos told me all about this on the phone call that we had this morning. I was more than happy to oblige. So yeah, so over at the shop, we've got waiting for us a brand new harvester with header and corn header. And I said, well, the money has gone up a little bit as well. The rep offered us round about 98 grand for the old harvester and header selling us. And as a thank you bonus for using New Holland equipment, he gave us an extra 40 odd grand on top. So that's why our money's up to like nearly 245,000. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop into the pickup, drive over to the shop, and have a look at our new equipment. So let's go and grab the pickup. What the? Where's my pickup? Where's the pickup gone? Someone's stolen our pickup. I parked it here yesterday, and it's not here. Great. Oh, what on earth? Right, I'm going to have to jump in the tractor, guys. I'm going to have to go over to the shop, deal with this, and then come back, get hold of the local sheriff and file a report. The pickup is gone. It's not here. Okay, that's all we could. That's all I need. At like 25 to 10 in the morning. Right, let's go. And have a look. Yeah, I'm totally losing it. Let's jump in. Yeah. I still feel tired. I must be a little bit jet lagged as well. But we've got field 9 to sort out as well, so we've got to get that plowed and everything else. So yeah, not looking forward to this at all. Park just here. I can't probably park up properly. There we go. Let's run in. I'm going to run into the shop. I'm going to speak to Carlo. As you can see, Carlo's Reliable Motors, the Case in New Holland franchise dealership. So run in. I'm going to speak to Carlo, have a good chat with him, and I shall see you very, very shortly. Well, that's been a very non-productive morning, I must say. I was in the shop, speaking to Carlo, and doing all the paperwork for the new bits of machinery, and the local sheriff turned up in the shop just to buy some oil for his patrol car. So I had a quick word with him and said to him that I had a problem. I had my pickup stolen. So he wanted to see all the details and information. I didn't have it on me. Of course, it was back at the farmhouse. So I explained all this to him back at the farmhouse. And he drove me back to the farmhouse, searched through all the paperwork. One slight problem. The vehicle details of the red pickup weren't in my name. So I had to explain to him that I've just bought the farm off of Jim, the governor, who was looking after it because of what had happened with the previous owners who'd mysteriously vanished. He then had to ring Jim to get the proper confirmation, and Jim finally did all that, the ownership transfer details and everything else. So I've now made the police report for my stolen pickup. He was very kind enough to drop me back down at the shop, and I continued having a conversation with Carlo. And whilst I was down the shop, I decided that I needed a bigger and better tractor. So I sold the Steyr tractor that I drove down in originally, and I ended up buying this. It cost me a fair bit of money, I must say. It's a New Holland T8 435 tuned, super tuned. It goes about 400 and got about 460 brake horsepower, which is good. But because I needed some more equipment as well, for the field that we did. I ended up buying a disc harrow, and I bought a plough, and I needed some lime and seeds for the fertilizer for the seeder that we've got. I'm all jumbled up today because of the pickup being stolen. My mind and everything else is just not with it today. So yeah, as you can see, it's coming up to 12:10. It's lunchtime. So what we're gonna do is, but yeah, I had to borrow some extra money as well, and right next door to the shop was a small bank outlay. So I went into the bank. I borrowed about 50 grand. They transferred it over straight away, and it was enough to buy best bits and pieces that we needed. I've got just over 9.5 grand left over, but yeah. So we're gonna have to get some work done. I have to jump in if I can get round, but the trouble is, there's not a lot of space for me to maneuver. Can't get in the tractor. So we're gonna have to move the header, move the corn header out of the way. But apparently this new, oh, damaging it already. This CR1090 apparently holds around about 14,500 litres of crop. And it'll do all the other standard crop like your wheat, oats, barley, and all your basic other stuff as well. So yes, we've got the header out of the way. Corn header, so we should be able to get into the shop. There we go. The reason why I went for the T8 is because the disc harrow is a 6-metre working width. The plough is also a 6-metre working width. And I might be able to hook the two of them up together to plough and cultivate the field at the same time. But I'm going to have to get a weight for the front. It might be a little bit too top heavy. Now, apparently, the recommended weight for the disc harrow is the Agco 1100, because it also works with the Zunhammer SKE slurry spreader as well. But I haven't got the slurry spreader attachment. But yeah, so need to buy a weight and see if we can get that. So we've got we've got an 1100 of that. We've got the John Deere, but that's what it's recommending, the Agco 1100. But can we paint it? Yes, we can. Okay, let's paint it the New Holland blue. So let's buy a weight for that. Okay, so that's the weight done, which is just there. And that's just there as well. So let's jump in. It's going to be a little bit of an awkward one because we've also got to get the sprayer over. Oh, that sounds really decent, but not beefy on the horn. Oh, crashing into the post already. See, look, I'm not with it. Don't want to be dropping that. We need to pick that up. Okay, pick that up. So let's fold that out of the way. So 460 horsepower. Yeah, yeah. Right. So 460 horsepower. See, look at that, 460 HP. The plough only requires 180, and so does the Catros 6002-2. So I've combined the horsepower, so that's 360 horsepower for the two. So yeah, so this tractor should be more than enough to do what we've got to do. But then we've also got to line the field as well. Coming that way. Oh, car coming across that way. We're over. I do like the sound of it. Tip. But before we get ploughing and the cultivate done, we're going to have to get the lining done. The fertiliser spreader that we got from 82's Machinery factory also a lime spreader as well, so that's going to be good. Let's just back those in. So let's lower the cultivator, lower the plough, and let's just detach, and that's it. Turn that off. Right, so let's go and grab the case. Grab the fertilizer spreader, fertilizer and lime. There we go. Raise the bar. Now to go and pick up the line. We've still got to get some fuel in the tank as well, but we might have to save that. We're going to have to. But I've got to try and do enough to pay back the 50 grand loan. I want to get that paid off as soon as I can, otherwise we'll end up paying extra additional interest that we don't really need to be doing. So we've got to pick up all the line. Where it is. Oh, that's the line. There we go. Should have about 10 or 12,000 litres of lime. There is a quarry that we could have got the free lime for, but I haven't got the equipment needed to grab the line. Apparently, after speaking to Carlo in the shop as well, buying the line, he did tell me about the free line at the quarry, but he did say that I'm going to need some type of vehicle that's got a front bucket to dig out the lime with. So that'll be later, I would say. Oh yeah, so 12. 14,000 litres of lime, apparently. We got. Yeah, it's only. It's only about halfway full. Needed some seeds. We've got to figure out what we're actually going to plant. Yeah. But I'm thinking maybe chicken feed. So put some wheat down. So we're going to need a bit of straw as well. Yeah, it's going to be fun and games. Like episode this afternoon and everything else. Here we go. What does it? Needs ploughing and it needs lime. Just hope this 14,000 litres of lime. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. Right back. Right. Glad the indicator's running. Didn't really want those running. Done. Line. Turn on and away we go. A bit. Should be nearly done. We've only got a little bit left to do now. Got this bit to spray. should be fully lined. Says it is, so let's just double check that. Right, okay, so we know 9 needs ploughing. Okay, according to that, there's bits that have been missed. Really? Let's plough it up. 4. It says there's bits have been missed. I can't see how bits have been missed. Let's just go across this. I think that's probably something to do with the ploughing. Go back to front. Oh, I can see a bit. I see a bit. Just there. Yeah, that's driving up the road. That's it. It's gone now. Top corner. Make sure that gets done. Okay, top corner and bottom corner. Well, I don't know. It's fully lined. But hey. Is that the line storage? Yeah. Hopefully these should disappear. If not, we can always refill it back up later. No, 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 no! Oh dear! I've gone and got myself stuck. Oh well. Never mind. Let's leave that. Got to push those pallets in somehow. I'll leave that. That's the lime done. Hold the bow. Hold the cultivator. Remember, 6 meter working with honey. worried about turned on. Away we go. Plowing and cultivating at the same time. I know we're overlapping, but I'd rather overlap on the plough and the cultivating than all gets done. Working speed of 9 miles an hour, so yeah. Not bad for both. Alright, so go down a little bit. That's a nice sounding engine. You can tell it's tuned. That beefiness to it. What? This is good up. There you go. tinted the windows a little bit as well on this. Sun doesn't glare as much. We've got a big beast. Big beast. Totally messed the line up on that one. Struggling to stay in a straight line on this. This one. But we're nearly done. hopefully that's it done. Right. Now it's ploughed, so there's nothing there saying that it needs ploughing anymore. Two little areas. It says it needs lime, but it's been limed. It's not fertilised yet. There's no weeds. It doesn't. It's done. Just cultivate. Hold it. They're done. Right, what I'm going to do, guys, is it's been late, non-productive. I'm going to go in and I'm going to have some dinner. Because I'm hungry, I want some food, and relax after all the morning that we've had. Lower the plough. Lower the cultivator. Right. Let's turn the beacons off. Right, dinner time. It's 20 to 1 in the afternoon, and I'm hungry. Okay. Get the hands washed, ready. But anyway, guys, I'm going to clean myself up. I'm going to make my dinner. And I will see you in a little while after I've had my food. Oh. You know what, guys? Today is one of those days when nothing wants to go right. I came in for my dinner. Had my dinner. Had a cup of coffee. And I've had to make another cup of coffee because there's something that I want to show you. I've had people turn up and I'm not allowed to go anywhere. Alright, look at this. 1, 2, 3 vehicles turn up. 2 F350s by the look of it. Blacked out windows. And a van. 8 people on my farm at this moment in time. And they're running around with bloody Geiger counters left, right and centre. And the policeman turned up as well. The same guy that helped me with that. So they must have been monitoring the state of this, everything else. But yeah, Geiger counters, bloody radiation suits, masked up. I can't even see any of their faces. But they were talking, and here was where the pickup was. Right? The Geiger counter was going off the charts. And I mean off the charts. It was literally breaking the needle. So the only thing that I can surmise is that I had an alien visit through the night. Because of where this radiation is and what the Geiger count was going off the charts. I can only surmise that the aliens have stolen my pickup. But yeah, oh man, it's not good. Not good at all. But yeah, as I say, got me a cup of coffee. Not great. Let's go back inside, because I'm not allowed out past the farmyard for the time being. I've got to stay in, which is a nightmare, especially for me. I've got work to do. Book cut down, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I've got work that's got to get done. I've got contracts that I want to try and get done. I've got money to earn. Well, at least they have reimbursed me with some money for the loss of earnings for today. But yeah, that's not bad. But anyhow, I will be back with you guys once they've left. And I'll tell you if there's any news or not. Till then, see you in a little while. Ooh, finally. It's now 5:25 in the afternoon. No work has been done all day, apart from what I did earlier on before I came in for my dinner. Right? They left about 15 minutes ago. So I can come back out and I can venture out. But there might be a bit of good news. They found my pickup. They drew me a map of where the pickup is. So we're going to jump in the tractor. Right? Several cups of coffee later. But struggling to get in through the door. But yeah, several cups of coffee later. Drop my cup on the floor. Look at that. Right. That's how tired I am. Tired it is. Stressful this day's made me. Right. So we're gonna go and jump in to New Holland. And we're gonna go and find the pickup. Done a pretty precise map of where it could be. But yeah, so looks like today is ruined. No work. I can see it from here. What the hell? How on earth? Man. Old boat. And my pickup. Is here. What? How the hell am I going to get that off of there? Right. Okay, so we now know where the pickup is. At least we got the pickup. Right, that's it. Day's done. We got to drive back home. And I've got a lot of logistical planning to do. Figure out how the hell am I going to get that pickup? But that'll be for another episode. But anyhow, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a story run. I've been Carillion Warrior. Remember, stay safe, happy gaming. I'll catch you all on the other side. So until then, guys, bye bye for now.